the team that I mentioned in hour number one is, I guess, of all the 0-2 teams, the one that's the hardest 0-2 might just be Miami, with a team that gets blown out on the road to start the season. 2 days later, they're having a team meeting. And 5 days after that, they lose at home by giving up touchdowns in almost all three phases to a Patriots team coming into a building that they've historically taken care of, even in the Brady era.
Right.
So where do things stand in Miami right now? Certainly with a lot of people talking today about Tua's comments that Tyreek Hill needs to track his ball when he's throwing it, Albert.
Yeah. Well, let me take you inside the players only meeting last week. My understanding is that there was a message from the captains to the rest of the team about accountability. And it was about accountability to each other and accountability to yourself. And more or less it was the NFL is going to judge you regardless of your circumstances, regardless of your coaching. The NFL is going to judge you in a vacuum, and it's on everybody to take personal responsibility. And it's more or less closing ranks and saying this isn't about anybody else but the players. And sometimes that happens at the end for coaches, So I think, that message was received by the people in that, by the players in that building. The tough thing I think for McDaniel, and I really like Mike as a coach, and I've known him a long time. I think the tough thing for him is this narrative has been there for the last 4 or 5 months. That some of the stars in that building ran wild over the last couple of years, and they spent some time this offseason in their roster building trying to clean all of that up, and that you would have this sort of issue after week one, and that sort of no-show in that week one game against the Colts. And now you're 0-2. I think only further fuels the narrative. The other thing that's just lingering out there is the fact that they're in the middle of, a sort of a soft rebuild. Teron Armstead retired. They traded Jalen Ramsey. They've moved now from the phase where they had Tua on the rookie contract into now he's on a big second contract. And so they're going to be gradually relying on more young players over the next couple of years. And when a franchise does that, the natural question for an owner to ask is, are these the people I want leading the rebuild? And so if things don't go well early this year, those questions will naturally come up. So I think all of that is in play. You've got a standalone game. You and I both know how that can affect things against maybe the best team in football on Thursday night in Buffalo. It's a lot, and that's a big spot, I think, coming up this Thursday night for Mike McDaniel. And another thing that's lingering here is the fact that his defensive coordinator, Anthony Weaver, is beloved inside that building and is seen by a lot of people as a future head coach. So if there comes a point where this really goes the wrong way, could Stephen Ross say, I want to take a look at Anthony Weaver as my head coach? I think you could eventually get there. I don't think it'll be after Thursday night, but I think they could eventually get there.
Yeah, ask Brandon Staley how a blowout loss in division on Thursday Night Football went for him a couple of years ago. But we
shouldn't be a factor, but it is, right? The owners have to hear that. It's the only game on, and so it becomes bigger than maybe it should be sometime.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.